don't call it a comeback. Seriously, don't, because I'm not sure that it is. This is the 2025 version of Delta Force. What's up, guys? This is Mantra with Free Fun, a channel where we look at free-to-play games on Steam and I let you know my opinion as to whether or not I think they're worth your time and attention, or if you're getting what you pay for. The reason I say the 2025 version of Delta Force is because Delta Force is actually an old franchise with a storied history. With the first installment coming out in 1998, it actually predates some of its contemporaries like Call of Duty and Battlefield. I distinctly remember saving my allowance to buy Delta Force 2 at Office Max when I was 14, back when you would buy software from a brick-and-mortar store, and it came in what now seems like a ridiculously large box for some reason. The series has changed hands a couple of times as far as developers, but when Delta Force Angel Falls was announced in 2016, but then never released due to the developer Novalogic closing its doors, that looked like the end of the road for this tactical shooter franchise. Fast forward nearly a decade, and the publishing rights were acquired by TiMi Studio Group, who is best known for their Call of Duty mobile game. I was a little surprised when I saw this game announced and they said they were bringing the Delta Force franchise back, and I was curious about the free-to-play model, which is new to the franchise. They flipped the script on the series, creating a 32-on-32 massive multiplayer battle mode using vehicles. Incorporating aspects of Call of Duty's Warzone and the Battlefield franchise, I feel like this new iteration of Delta Force falls short from being as good as either. As a side note, Delta Force was released in open beta at the end of 2024, but technically gets its full release in April 2025. So right off the bat, something to note is that TiMi Studio Group is a Chinese company and they utilize a third-party site called Level Infinite to track their player base and initiate logins. This is a requirement in order to play the game. If that sounds fishy to you or don't like the idea of third-party sites for logins, this might turn you away right from the jump. So now a little bit about the actual game itself. There are 3 distinct modes to play. Warfare, which is the 32-on-32 battle. Operations, which is closer to the original Delta Force gameplay, integrating extraction scenarios with intense battles. And then the Black Hawk Down campaign, which brings back a beloved story and campaign from the 2003 Delta Force game, which was inspired by the 2001 film of the same name. Crossplay is available for this game, including mobile, so you and your friends can engage in epic combat no matter what system you have. There are 9 operatives to choose from, each with unique skills and abilities, catering to different playstyles and promoting adaptability and team synergy. There's an operative focused on healing and support, one focused on heavy arms and explosives, a sniper, a recon, you get the idea. Some operatives are locked from the start and must be obtained by various means, like reaching a certain level or straight up unlocking them with the premium currency, which is very cleverly called Delta Coins. More on that later. Delta Force emphasizes its ability to deliver detailed environments, realistic sounds, and smooth animations to help bring the battle to life. With sound effects from guns that are true to their real-life counterparts and realistic vehicle sounds, there truly is a level of immersion here that can only be experienced in a handful of games. That is something I think Delta Force does very well. All guns have a leveling system similar to Call of Duty Warzone, in which you use the gun to progress its level, unlock accessories and attachments for that weapon, it can improve its handling, range, TTK, etc. You can also just customize the guns with attachments to suit your playstyle or preferences. I feel like players coming from a game like Battlefield will have an easier time adjusting to Delta Force as opposed to Call of Duty Warzone players. Given the large-scale battles with 8 teams of 4 players just charging at each other trying to take over objective points, it can sometimes feel like running into a buzzsaw. I don't know if it's a lack of balance in the skill-based matchmaking, or if I just suck at the game, but it often felt like a battle of attrition. You will die fast, you will die often, and quite a few times you will have no idea where you got killed from. I also attribute some of this to a pretty steep learning curve. It's going to take some time, dedication, and hours of gameplay to get good at battling as any one operative, let alone mastering all 9. There's also just the sheer chaos of as many as 64 players on a map at a time, including vehicles. This might make it feel more like a real battle, but can certainly increase the difficulty for casual players. But players who are dedicated and want to put in the time will not only be rewarded with more satisfying gameplay, but also if you purchase the Battle Pass, will be rewarded with unique and fun cosmetics for your guns and operatives.
We've neutralized Objective Bravo 1.
Which brings us how this game achieves being free to play. Delta Force borrows from its live service game contemporaries and utilizes a Battle Pass system, which presumably resets each new season as it comes. You can purchase Delta coins with real money and then use your Delta coins to unlock various versions of the Battle Pass, as well as purchase numerous other bundles available in the marketplace, with cosmetics for your weapons and your operatives. While the Battle Pass does provide an additional challenge for those seeking rewards and extended engagement, it's not required to play the game and does not affect your skills, abilities, or strengths on the battlefield. Performance-wise, Delta Force appears to be pretty well optimized. The initial download is pretty hefty though, at 88 gigabytes. With changing no settings and using a 3070 Ti on my PC, I was getting between 80 and 85 frames per second, even in heated combat. Since this game is cross-platform, your experience may be wildly different, especially if you're playing on mobile. So is Delta Force worth diving into? I'm not sure, which seems to echo the mixed reviews this game has on Steam. It's a low barrier to entry, obviously, what with being free to play and all. So if you want to try it, you're only out some time and maybe some temporary hard drive space. But I feel there are a lot of hurdles to consider when looking at this game. If you don't mind a third-party login, if you don't mind it being a live service game, if you don't mind that it can have a steep learning curve, and if you don't mind that it's not all that original and doesn't really have anything that you can't get somewhere else, then I would say go for it. But my guess is that the players that will try and stick with this game are only the die-hard dedicated tactical shooter fans. Well, that's going to do it for our quick look at 2025 Delta Force. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more free gaming content. Until next time, this has been Mantra with Free Fun, and we'll see you in the next one.